Okay, good. Other than that, was it pretty clear and you could hear?
Absolutely. It was very good.
And better than Skype?
Yes.
Okay, good. Okay, so let's see here, Jordan and Jason. And why don't you guys close the door before you get started? We should have
Okay.
done that earlier.
I'll close it.
Didn't think about it.
We want to keep these ideas here, so we don't want to get these off.
Check the room for bugs.
Yeah, the screen phones, video cameras, and phones.
Where's the phone?
It is right there on the list, all ready to go.
Yeah.
Meredith, just real fast, when we get to our group, we're gonna have to jump off of our PowerPoint because the screen doesn't allow us to utilize the links that we wanna show you today. Is that okay? Okay. It's kinda weird anyways.
I'll follow you. Thank you for the heads up.
It's under your name.
Can you see me?
I can see you.
Okay. I'm Jordan. My partner is Jason. We're going to talk to you about how social media can be useful for technical writers. Now we know that technical writers take information from the experts to the audience, and what better way to do that than for you to connect directly with your audience? And social media is going to be the tool that allows you to do that. So we're going to talk about blogs, Facebook, and Twitter. The big three, and I'm going to go ahead and start with blogs. Okay, so blogs are going to be the #1 tool for a technical writer because they're the most text-based. So you're going to be able to disseminate a small chunk of information to a lot of people, and you're going to get back immediate feedback on that information, and you're going to be able to continue to get feedback. It's also going to allow your user to point out problems they might be having following your work, and it'll allow you to lead the discussion on product usage. And another nice thing about it is that it's very easy to start. So we're going to take an example technical writer, Anne, and we're going to see what it takes for her to start a new blog. So first she's going to choose her topic. It'll be something that she's already writing about and working on. Let's say that she's writing about a specific part of setting up a server. So she's going to start with her blog post. She's going to write 300 to 500 words about her topic in a very conversational tone. And before she posts that, she's going to make sure she tags it with relevant words like setup and server so that her users can find it in the future. She'll go ahead and publish her first post, and then in the future, she'll come back each day, spend a few minutes checking the comments and making sure that she answers them. So from that, we can see a couple of best practices. They're going to be 300 to 500 words. You want to get enough information out there, but you don't want to bore them. You actually want them to read the whole thing, unlike a normal manual. You're going to write task-based items. You want them to be able to do something with your post. You're going to use a conversational tone. You want them to comment on your post. You're going to tag your posts so that they can find it in the future. And you're going to answer all of your comments so they feel like you care about their opinion. So we're just going to take one look at a blog that has done this correctly. This is a Microsoft blog, and like HP, Microsoft has quite a few different blogs. We're just going to take a look at their Office for Mac blog. So first we're going to notice that they write task-based works. In this one they talk about how to set up Retina display support. Down here they talk about how to use portrait and landscape orientation in the same presentation. You're also going to notice they have their comments set up. So if we click on that, we'll find that they're very attentive. They answer all of their comments. This person asked about Office 14. They can't comment on it, but at the same time they make sure that they tell them, sorry that we can't comment on it, but thank you for your interest. Someone says thank you, they respond with you're welcome. And further down you'll actually see that people started having problems following their instructions. They found they were having two types of problems. Some people couldn't follow their instructions, and some people were actually having technical difficulties. So they were able to go to the people who worked on the product and tell them about the technical difficulties. And they were also able to amend what they had originally written. So they came in and they updated their post, And they included a video that explained the same thing, but in a way that would be easier for their users to follow. Now, you can also notice at the top they use categories. It's going to be the same thing as tagging. They've given it announcements, improvements, and Office for Mac 2011. And at the side you can see all of their categories. They have quite a few, that way if someone wants to know about a specific topic, they can find all of the posts that relate to it. And at the very top, you'll also notice they use a conversational tone. They have exclamation points. They talk about we, and they respond to the users in the same way. They also include all of their other social media on the page, so it's very connected. And the last thing is they put their subscribe button at the very top. This makes it easy for a user who doesn't want to check their page every single day, get their posts in an email, and then they'll be able to go to their blog and make comments. Okay, so another nice thing about HP is that you already have a setup for where your blogs will be and what they're connected to. So that's in the forum. So we're just going to take a look at the HP Enterprise Business Community Forum. And most blogs are going to be right up here at the top. It'll be included in these. Whatever will work for you, one or more technical learning blogs. And another thing, that if Anne has just posted her blog, she can now come down and make use of the discussion boards. And she can go in and she can find whatever she was talking about in her blog, something that relates. Now, if HP will let her post in the forum or in the discussion board, she can actually make a post saying, hey, if you're having this problem, go look at this blog post that fixed the problem for you. If she cannot actually post, she can still come into the forum and find out who is having trouble with what issue. This is going to help her understand her customer, and it's also going to help her get ideas for future blog posts that might be useful. Okay. Now, blogs are going to be a once or twice a week thing. We don't want to overdo it, and you're not always going to have that much content. And now Jason's going to come talk to you about your more daily social media.
Yes, ma'am. I'm Jason, and we're going to talk about Facebook real fast. It's pretty straightforward. Facebook is a much more informal source of information. Same goes with Twitter. Blogging is going to have a more formal approach, but it doesn't mean that it takes away from the professionalism of how you're going to use this device. So we're going to jump over real fast, and this is not going to let me, so I'm going to have to jump out. Apologize once again. We're going to go to your HP networking website, Facebook. One of the biggest things about using this kind of information is you want to maintain visuals. Cover photo, right kind of logo, information across the screen is very important. It's going to engage the person coming to your website, checking out your information, especially with the slogan, or just whatever kind of nostalgic picture you want to use, or infographic picture you want to use to explain it. So we're going to scroll down here real fast, if it lets me. If it lets me, I guess not. And we're going to go to our first timeline post. Timeline's very important to use. You do not want to you don't want to be overzealous with this. You want to stay very concise, and you want to make about 1 to 3 posts a day about your information. It doesn't always have to be technical related. It could just be something to engage your consumer or your customer in some sort. So let's say Anne, we'll take this for example. Let's say Anne wanted to make a post about her blog. She's going to come up to Facebook and she's going to use the right comment area, or sorry, the actual posting area. This is not letting me scroll for some reason. I don't understand why. Anyways, technology is awesome, isn't it? For the most part, you're going to go to the top and you're going to make a status post. You're going to put the blog link in there, and it'll post this information here for anybody to see. So if Anne wants to talk about an update to a new press release or a technical document for a networking system, she can have it right here to her access, or anybody for that matter, for easy access. So when it puts it on here, you can share with other people, you can post it all over the place, but it'll show up on their timeline, which is super important because it allows them to access it at any time, whenever they feel like it. Consumers need that kind of stuff, especially our generation where it's very, in one ear and out the other. You have to make it fast and easy for them to comprehend this information. So if we scroll back up to the top, there's a section right here off to the right where it has videos and different kind of information. Obviously with the likes, that's going to be based on your analytics. That's going to be people coming to your site and saying, hey, I really enjoy this stuff. If I like it, I'm going to follow it. It means I want to get more of your timeline posts. I'm going to have more information to follow. The important thing on the far side, though, something we're about to cover in a second, is using these kind of applications are going to help you kind of convey your interest in what you're trying to process with your consumer. In your case, it's networking and types of storage devices that HP is going to be using. So having those videos, like it was mentioned earlier, to diagram how to use them properly, or if there's a problem, or basic issues, or just troubleshooting in some sorts, it's going to help you accomplish this. But there's actually something that's even better using Facebook, and I'm going to show you to you real fast. This is actually a website that a group that I help run. It's a gaming website. It's a Facebook group. The difference is we set this up to where we can invite people to come here and we can post information. Now, on the regular Facebook page, people can come and post and share information, but you have total control over that. They don't really have the full say. They don't really have a connection, so to speak. On a Facebook group, you're going to allow to invite